There are celebrations in Iran this weekend after votes overwhelmingly chose Hassan Rouhani, a supposedly, emphasis on supposedly, moderate cleric who used to be the nuclear negotiator, to replace the much edgier, controversial Mahmoud Ahmadinejad. NBC's Ali Arouzi is in Tehran, where he just attended Rouhani's first press conference. And what comes to mind immediately is this election going to change anything? Policy on the critical issues, Ali, of the nuclear program, the involvement in Syria's civil war?
Well, Andrea, it's a very tough question. Right now, we've just seen a softening in tone, but we haven't seen a shift in policy. He's been a very soft-spoken man. At the press conference today, I asked him if he was willing to engage directly with America, and he laughed a little bit and said, "You're asking me a very tough question," but he made a very revealing soundbite. He said, Iran and America's relationship is like a wound that hasn't healed yet, and we mustn't look back, we must go forward as long as America respects Iran's rights and doesn't meddle in its internal affairs. We haven't really heard that from an Iranian president before. He touched on the nuclear issue. He said he wants Iran to be more transparent on the nuclear issue, but ruled out stopping enrichment, which is also very telling. You know, we shouldn't be throwing our hats up in the air too early right now. The head of the IAEA, Yuko Amano, today issued a statement saying that Iran was making steady progress in the nuclear issue and sanctions haven't slowed it down. So we have to see how much play Mr. Rouhani has exactly, and we mustn't forget that he's only the second most powerful man in the country. He has to defer to the supreme leader, who has the final say on all matters of state, foreign policy, and the nuclear issue. But we are certainly seeing a much softer tone here, something we haven't really seen in the last 8 years here, Andrea.
This is all so interesting, but it's, as you point out, too early for American negotiators and officials to break out the champagne, because nothing will change unless the supreme leader decides that he wants to take a different tack. And we should also point out that only a couple of weeks ago, the U.S. again declared Iran the most significant source of terror in the world, according to the U.S. administration, and went ahead and tightened sanctions. So there's a lot of that wound that needs to be healed is still bleeding pretty profusely, to use their metaphor. Ali Arouzi, thank you so much.